Today, we're sewing the Lisa bag, which is a chic and minimalist shoulder bag that's perfect for everyday use. It's just the right size for your phone, keys, cards, and all of your essentials with a clean silhouette and modern details. Whether you're heading to brunch or running errands, the Lisa bag adds a touch of understated elegance to your day. It's designed to be simple yet stylish, with boxed corners, an interior slip pocket, and a top zipper closure for security. I'm Jess, the founder of Sallie Tomato, and I want to personally welcome you. Our mission is to help you grow your sewing skills with stylish, approachable projects that you'll actually use. So be sure to subscribe so you never miss another tutorial, and let's create confidently together. This pattern was inspired by the classic thriller Rear Window, starring Grace Kelly as the elegant and effortlessly stylish Lisa. Her iconic looks inspired this clean, structured silhouette with just enough detail to feel custom and elevated. The Lisa bag includes a secure zipper top closure with clean boxed corners for structure and a simple interior slip pocket with an adjustable strap that you can make from webbing or match your fabric. Lisa's finished size is 8.5 inches wide, 6 inches high, and 3 inches deep. This pattern is perfect for non-woven materials like cork, faux leather, or micro suede. These fabrics give the bag structure and an elegant polish. You can try using the Sallie Tomato Make-A-Strap webbing to customize the look and have a comfortable fit, or you can sew your own strap from your main fabric for a coordinated finish. You can personalize the Lisa bag with contrast hardware, bold pairings, or add a label or charm to make it your own. It's versatile, simple, and stylish, just like the woman who inspired it. Before we begin, be sure to download the Lisa bag pattern using the link in the description below. You'll find all of the supplies, measurements, and cutting instructions right on the first page. And once you've picked out your fabrics and gathered your materials, go ahead and cut out all of your pieces. I'll be walking you through each step of the construction process so you can sew at your own pace. Take your time, pause the video as needed, and let's get started. Let's start by reviewing the pieces that you'll need for this project. The main fabric will be used for the exterior panels and the strap connectors. You can also use the main fabric to create an adjustable strap unless you choose to use webbing for the strap. Then you can skip cutting the main fabric strap. I'm using our Sallie Tomato faux leather in our basket weave texture. The lining fabric will be used for the interior panels as well as the interior slip pocket. I'm using Sallie Tomato Turtle Tex, which is a coated cotton. It's great for bag linings because it's water resistant, and the coating on the wrong side is very supportive, so it adds a little bit of structure to the lining without having to add any additional interfacing. If you're using a standard quilt weight cotton or a linen or another lightweight woven material for your lining fabric, you'll also want to cut some interfacing to fuse to the wrong side of your interior pieces. Since I'm using Turtle Tex, I'm going to skip adding any interfacing to my lining since it already has enough structure. Then you'll also need a piece of heavy stabilizer, and this will be used to stabilize the base of the bag. You'll notice that I have little piece labels clipped to each of the pattern pieces, and this is a free download from our website if you'd like to print off reusable labels that you can use for various projects. You can clip or pin the piece labels to each of your pieces as you cut them to stay organized. Otherwise, if you'd rather not use the paper labels, you can also write the name of each piece on the wrong side with a removable pen or chalk to help keep your pieces organized as you cut them. You'll also need a length of zipper with either 1 or 2 zipper pulls. I prefer using 2 zipper pulls to make a double slide zipper, so that way, no matter how I'm wearing my bag, I can open and close it from either direction. However, if you have only 1 zipper pull on hand, you can certainly create the bag with only 1 pull. Like I mentioned, if you want to use webbing for your strap, we have several prints and colors available on our website, and you can also shop Sallie Tomato webbing through your local fabric shop. The hardware that you need will depend on which strap style you choose to make. If it's made out of your main fabric, then you'll need 1-inch hardware along with 2 1/2-inch D-rings for the connectors. And if you chose to make a webbing strap, then you'll need the webbing strap hardware kit. The individual pieces of hardware are all detailed out on the back of the pattern cover. The webbing instructions are sold separately and detailed out in our Make a Strap pattern. So if you prefer to make a webbing strap, you can purchase the Make a Strap pattern, which includes several strap options and detailed instructions for different webbing widths. It's a versatile pattern that you can use alongside a variety of bag patterns to substitute standard straps with webbing straps. If you're a webbing fan like me, I highly recommend checking out the Make a Strap pattern. First, fuse interfacing to coordinating pieces. You can skip this section of instructions if you're using Turtletex material, since it already has great stability for our project. However, if you're using a standard lightweight cotton, you'll want to center and fuse the interfacing pieces to the wrong side of each lining fabric piece A, which are the interior panels. Next, add the optional accent top stitching. I recommend adding the optional accent top stitching to help shape the bag. The stitch lines will encourage the fabric to naturally fold along the stitch lines to help make that boxy shape of the bag. First, you want to mark the lines for the top stitching. Refer to the pattern and measure down from the top edge with your ruler and mark a horizontal line all the way across. Then measure down starting at the top edge again according to the pattern and mark another horizontal line. You'll repeat for the remaining exterior panel. Then over at the sewing machine, using a 3mm stitch length, top stitch along each of the marked lines. I have a very narrow foot attached to my Bernette 08 straight stitch machine, but if you're using a fabric that feels a bit more tacky and you're finding that it's sticking to your presser foot, you may want to switch out your presser foot for a Teflon foot or a walking foot. Either foot will help guide the fabric through the sewing machine smoothly. Next, create and attach the slip pocket. Follow along with the pattern for instructions on how to create and attach the slip pocket to one interior panel. Refer to the pattern for seam allowance, stitch length, and also the placement measurement for the slip pocket. Make sure you leave the top edge unsewn so you're able to use the slip pocket. And if you'd like a video tutorial on how to add a slip pocket, if this is a brand new technique for you, we've added a link in the description of the video to a tutorial explaining how to install a basic slip pocket. Next, attach the zipper closure. With right sides together, align the zipper along the top edge of one main fabric piece A, which is the exterior, and you'll want one end of the zipper to extend beyond piece A. The zipper is intentionally longer to allow the zipper pulls to be moved to one end so they stay out of the way while sewing. Use sewing clips to hold the pieces together, then baste together with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now is a great time to install an optional handmade label. Refer to the pattern for installation steps, as well as our YouTube channel for a video tutorial on how to install metal handmade labels. We've added a link in the description to the tutorial. Next, with right sides together, align the top edge of one lining piece A along the top edge of main fabric piece A, sandwiching the zipper between the layers. Sew together with 3/8 inch seam allowance. If you're attaching the piece with the slip pocket, make sure that the open side of the slip pocket is facing toward the zipper. Next, use a seam roller to press the seam toward the exterior and have the exterior and lining positioned right side up. Then top stitch 1/4 inch from the seam on the main fabric exterior panel. This will secure the seam allowance in place. After sewing, press the lining down wrong sides together with the main fabric. Then repeat the same process to attach the remaining main fabric piece A and lining piece A to the opposite edge of the zipper. Next, with right sides together, align the long bottom edges of only the main fabric exterior panels and use sewing clips to hold the pieces together. Then, over at your machine, sew together along the bottom edge with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Next, I highly recommend to remove the zipper pulls from the zipper tape. This will really help with top stitching. You'll want to separate the zipper tape completely so the entire project can lay flat. Then, using a seam roller, press the seam open and top stitch an 1/8 inch from each side of the bottom seam with the right side of the exterior facing up. Next, attach the stabilizer and complete interior. On the wrong side, center stabilizer piece F, which is the base, over the exterior bottom seam. You can use basting spray, temporary glue, double-sided basting tape, washi tape, or sew-tight magnets to help hold the stabilizer in place. Then top stitch an 1/8 inch from all edges of piece F. If you used washi tape, you can gently tear the tape away from the seam allowance after sewing. The next step is optional if you'd like to install bag feet to help add a little bit more structure and durability to the base of your project and help protect the base from wear and tear. Follow along with the pattern instructions or view the video linked below in the description for a tutorial on how to install bag feet. You'll want to measure in from each short edge and long edge of the stabilizer piece to find the placement point for each of the bag feet in from each corner. Next, reattach the zipper pulls. And again, if you'd like to watch a video tutorial on how to attach zipper pulls, we've added links in the description below. Next, with right sides together, align the bottom edges of the lining main panels. And sew together with 5/8 inch seam allowance, making sure to leave about 5 inches in the center unsewn. Next, make and attach the strap connectors. Top stitch an 1/8 inch from each long edge of main fabric piece B strap connectors. Then, thread each strap connector through one D-ring with the flat side of the hardware against the wrong side. With wrong sides together, fold each connector in half, aligning the raw ends and encasing the D-ring at the inner folded edge, based an 1/8 inch from the raw ends. Next, trim the zipper tape even with the bag edges. And with right sides together, center one strap connector over each end of the zipper, aligning the raw ends, and either pin or clip in place. Next, with right sides together, center the zipper over the bottom seams, flattening the panels. Reclip the fabric layers and connector to hold the layers together. Then sew each connector in place through all of the layers with 3/8 inch seam allowance from the raw ends, starting and stopping at the zipper tape between the zipper seams. Next, we'll assemble the bag. With right sides together, align the side edges of the main fabric exterior panel and measure a mark according to the pattern. Then measure and mark a line in from the raw edge according to the pattern. Also measure and mark a line in from the folded edge according to the pattern to create a rectangle shape. Before the next step, use sewing clips to hold the lining away from the edges Doing this will be helpful to make sure that the lining stays away from the edges while sewing and doesn't get caught in the seam allowance. Repeat for all 4 corners of the main fabric exterior panel. Next, sew the sides together with 3/8" seam allowance, starting on either side of the zipper at the previous stitching and stopping at the folded edge. Make sure to backstitch before stitching over the marked lines. Then repeat the same steps to mark the corners and sew the side edges of the lining. Next, cut out each corner rectangle of the main fabric and lining panels, following along the marked lines. Then, separate the main fabric layers at each corner and align the adjacent raw edges. Use sewing clips to hold the edges in place. Then sew each boxed edge with a 1/2" seam allowance, making sure to backstitch. Repeat the same process for the lining. Using 5/8" seam allowance. Then turn the bag right side out through the opening in the lining. Turn the raw edges of the opening to the wrong side, keeping the folds even with the seam. And top stitch the opening closed with an 1/8" seam allowance. The last section of the pattern is to make the adjustable strap. You can skip the section entirely if you're using 1.5 inch webbing. We've added a link below to our Make a Strap pattern, which explains how to make an adjustable strap with webbing. If you're following along with the pattern and would like a video tutorial on how to make a non-woven fabric adjustable strap, we've added a link in the description to a tutorial. I hope you enjoyed making the Lisa bag. It is a timeless and functional piece that's just so fun to make as it is to wear. Whether you're channeling vintage glamour or keeping it modern and minimal, this bag is a beautiful addition to your handmade wardrobe. And as always, we would love to see your finished version of your bag. Share your project on social media using #LisaBag and #SallieTomato so we can feature your creativity and celebrate your success. And that's all for today's project. Thanks for sewing along with us, and before we go, a quick thank you to Arrow Sewing for helping us create this beautiful studio space. And if this video inspired you, we would love for you to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on our next tutorial or pattern. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep sewing and create confidently.